I grew up watching the original Fright Night 80s franchise. So recently I saw the 2001 remake with Colin Farrell, Chekhov, and McLovin. The majority of it is actually a pretty decent remake. I'm going to throw in his last name, I think it's Chris Sarandon, who's Prince Humperdinck. I like that I threw him in. It was unique to take at least one or two people from the original series and kind of throw them in as like a little spotlight Easter egg here and there. It's very much with Colin Farrell taking over the role as the main vampire. And the guy who they have plays not kind of someone who talks about horror movies, but says more or less like a magician. The head part's pretty interesting. It felt more like it was written for Russell Brand, and they found somebody to be kind of like Russell Brand, but it was a pretty solid job. The movie actually is fairly decent until, it's a big until, Colin Farrell becomes a vampire. The way they did the CGI for the face is horrendous. This is a 2011 movie, and it actually had a budget to it, but when they do the effect for the face, it's horrible. It's a horrible effect. And it's really, really bad CGI. Now, ironically, I thought the film probably could have ended a little bit sooner than it actually did. They have a really fantastic battle sequence in the house of the magician who hosts Fright Night. And his house is just chock full of random goodies, like a gun full of silver bullets, a grail full of holy water, swords, maces, just, it's like a weapon paradise. And it seemed like that would have been a fantastic way to have done the ending of the movie. But it's not. It actually goes a little bit farther. All in all, it's a decent movie for the time that it came out, with the exception of the really poor vampire effect. They do mention Twilight every now and then. They do throw in some of those things. They do put in bits and pieces of some of the vampire lore. The way Colin Farrell and Chekhov interact is actually pretty decent. The way Colin Farrell and McLovin interact actually works as well. So they did a pretty good job when it came to getting the personal relationships to kind of work, and the acting feels pretty decent. It's just, had the effect had been a little bit better, and had they probably ended the film with a more unique and massive battle, not at the vampire's home turf, I think it probably would have been a little bit better. It seemed like it went just a little bit too long.